Good Wednesday. Today is May 1st, otherwise known as May Day, students. So today we're looking at the question, is the time period known as Reconstruction, reconstructing our nation, specifically the South. And did the Civil War really end? That idea of the Civil War, did the war itself actually end? So you're going to begin today by clicking on this link right here, which will take you to BrainPop video on Reconstruction. As you watch this, I want to make sure that you make note of certain terms which will be on the preceding slides, and you are to define those terms as you watch the video. So we're looking at, did this term period of Reconstruction, which was a time after the Civil War, did it actually end some of the major problems? To understand this, we have to understand that the South was destroyed by the war, because the war predominantly took place in the South. So 99% of the battles were in the South. So the infrastructure, such as railroads, as you can see here, were completely destroyed. And so the federal government decided, with Lincoln's direction, to start the rebuilding process. This was actually decided before the war. And you can see more of the war damage. From this, you can see why people in the South became very resentful, because they saw the war, as many stated, the war of northern aggression. However, we must take a look at what the war really started over, which was the issue of slavery. So Lincoln took some certain acts to make sure that people that were enslaved, once they were free, received the proper assistance so they can move on with their lives. This didn't always work out as planned, but in itself, it was the actions and try to set things right for people who had been enslaved for a long time. So you're going to take a look at the various amendments, the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment. Make sure that you go through all of these slides thoroughly and understand what each of these amendments were. You also read the news article, which you should give you a lot of foundational information about the time period after the Civil War. You'll hear about sharecropping, and this is a term you should become familiar with in the BrainPop video. And you're going to hear about how racism basically never ended during the Civil War. So the question once again is, did the Civil War really end all the problems with Reconstruction?